Have you or someone you know said the words, this law of attraction stuff just doesn't work? Or maybe you have found some little bits and pieces along the way that the law of attraction is working for you, but when it comes to your dreams and your desires and, you know, finding the love of your life or having more money in your life or having that ideal career, it's like the walls are up and you're blocked. You just can't seem to manifest that. Well, if that's you, or if you know someone like that, then this is a show for you. Because on this week's episode of the Hangout with Penny show, I have a very special guest with me this evening and a special panelist member that we're going to help share with you some ways that we can uncover what's going on and clear those blocks so the law of attraction can start working more to your benefit. Say yes if that sounds like a really good idea.
Yes.
I know. It's really this technique that we're going to share with you tonight. It's amazing. It's truly amazing, and I do it myself. My guest does it, and my special guest, she's an expert in it, and she's going to share that with us. So what is that? I'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. So you are watching episode 36 of the Hangout with Penny show. Oh my gosh, 36 episodes. I'm so honored that you've allowed me to be on the air for this amount of time, and we're just going to keep on going. So thank you very much. So this is episode 36 of the Hangout with Penny show, and I am a weekly show, 8 p.m. Eastern. I also have a G+ community, so you can go on over there and join me because I am doing a 5-part video series on Purpose with Penny, which is Start Your Day the Positive Way. And it's exclusive only for my community members. So I will put the link on the recording if you're watching this later. You'll be able to catch that. And yeah, so what is the purpose of the Hangout with Penny show? Well, it's to inspire you, it's to uplift you, and it's to empower and sometimes educate you on the law of attraction. And I share my personal experiences on how it hasn't worked so great, and how it's worked really good. And my trip to the UK on my holidays has been a real good manifestation story that I'll share with you next week. So yes, and I also have guests on my show, such as the special guest we have this evening, that shares their personal stories and their expertise and their knowledge on how to implement and use other techniques along and implement them with the law of attraction. So I'm excited about that. So now for the good part. For all of you that have been watching the Hangout with Penny show for the last 35 episodes, and maybe this is a first time viewing, that you'll soon learn that one of my favorite things to do is share with you the one of the week. Yay. And I always, I know, and I always like to toast to the show. So look at what I got for you this week. Good karma. And we have a room full of good karma.
Oh, perfect.
You know what, though? As I was opening this, I'm thinking, oh, it says full stomach, happy hearts. Well, what this, it's a Ontario company, Ontario, Canada. I think it's Ontario, but anyway, they give donations to the food banks.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's going towards having full stomachs. Yes. And so happy hearts. Full stomachs, happy hearts. So kudos to the makers of Good Karma.
Yes.
So I just learned that. So yeah. So cheers to Good Karma.
Cheers.
Good wine, good works, good karma.
That's right. That's right. I have a special shout out to my new friends at the Clever Office in Collingwood. And this is a co-working office, and they're beautiful people. And they have a meetup Friday evenings where they all gather and they have a toast. They drink some wine together.
Awesome.
And yeah, and I go to their Clever Conversations on Wednesday morning, and it's a Lucinda, you would love this group, I'm telling you.
I totally would.
I know you would. I know you would. And so you know what they're doing right now? They're watching me. They're watching us. They're having fun and they're watching us. So kudos to you. If you're in the Collingwood area, just check them out, cleveroffice.ca, and or go visit them. They're easy to find, Clever Office. And yeah, I'm going to show you pictures because I'm going to be you can rent your office space for a day if you like, or a couple hours, and I'm going to get some good pictures from my office. Anyway,
LOA, that's
LOA.
LOA.
It is. So cheers to you, Clever Office
Cheers.
people, my new friends. Okay, before we get on with the show, another thing what I love to do is what people are saying. So last week, oh no, it was a couple of weeks because I was on holidays in the UK having fun. I drank beer. I drink beer in the UK. Something I don't usually do, but hey, it was good. So I did it. So what people are saying, so I'm referring to episode 35, tips on overcoming overwhelm as a caregiver. Oh, and I have some good information to share with you next week about that. Anyway, caregiving using the law of attraction with tools and tips with Michael Loge. You know Michael.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was with me, and Tana Marshall and Dana Smithers, and anyway, Monique Jackson. She says, "Hi Penny, I'm still figuring out the Google Plus thing, so you may have received this twice, which is okay. This is Monique from San Antonio. I've been watching Michael's show for a few weeks, and I thought it was time to widen out and meet and support other facilitators. I love your idea for a caregiving support group." So Tana and I have been discussing that a little bit, that we're going to start a Google Plus community for caregivers because it's so important to have the support. Anyway, so thank you, Monique. And Grace Ross, my first time watching. Great show. Thanks, Grace. Okay, I'm going to just share this quick story with you. I said, I was talking to Max Ryan, you know our friend Max Ryan, and I was saying, I'm clearing my space. I'm making space for grace, right? So the law of attraction. So I was making space for grace, and I kept saying that, I'm making space for grace. Well, I go to my email and I get this request to join my community by Grace. So anyway.
Manifestation.
I know. Lisa Leonard, I so needed this tonight. Thank you. So it was an important message on episode 35. So, yeah, if you know someone that's a caregiver, you might want to go check that out or share that with somebody that you may think would get benefit from that. So Cindy Poole, watching live, Penny, bright blessings from Auckland, New Zealand. Also posted on your Facebook page is hoping you will see these live comments. It's 12 p.m. on Saturday. Hope I'm doing this right. Posting live. Cindy, yes, you did that right. However, I need to learn how to open up my Facebook to get my comments. So that's why I'm doing this today, because I didn't quite get it on last week's show. So thank you, Cindy. You're doing it right. Hang out with Michael. The tapping sounds like a great show you have planned, Penny. Have a great trip. Well, I did, and now we're back. We're back with my panelist, Lucinda Naia. Lucinda, I'm going to let you come out and introduce yourself before we get to our guest. Well, you're my guest too, but people know you.
Yes. So, hi everyone. My name's Lucinda Naia. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So we are approaching that time of year when nobody wants to be from Phoenix, and I'm okay with that. I help people understand the importance and power of using positive language. And I especially like working with two groups. I especially like working with parents in terms of how to have positive parenting and offering techniques and tips in that area. I also like to work in corporate environments, believe it or not, because there's so much conflict that goes on, because there's so much confusion that happens just because people are not using the correct processing style in order to be able to connect with someone. So I teach people how to connect so then they can communicate. And you can check me out at lucinda.biz. That's my website. And I always love hanging out with Penny. It's one of my favorite things to do on Friday.
Thank you, Lucinda. And I will, on the recording, I will put your website down on the bottom so people can
Perfect.
remember
Thank
how
you.
to get to. So you're welcome. And my name is Penny Peddie, and I live in Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada, and I am a law of attraction trainer and coach. And I have been implementing the law of attraction in my life for several years now, and I saw the benefits. And when I realized that it's very, very important to be deliberate in your life, in order to create the things you want. And sometimes we need to have other tools and techniques to help us along the way. And that's what's led me to our next guest, my special guest tonight. Her name is Cheri Valentine, and she is an EFT expert. So EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, better known as tapping. And so, Sheree, I would love you to come on, introduce yourself, just give people an idea of what you do, and a little bit of a backstory, and then we'll begin.
Well, thank you, Penny. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm so excited that I'm to bringing on guests of attraction come to life. I was blown away, I think, when I actually
That's okay. She's on mute.
heard that. I remember thinking that, whoa, there's a name for that?
Yeah.
I know that was like a thing, right? So it was pretty cool for me that. And I actually trained with Jan Stringer and Alan Hickman, and learning how to use the law of attraction specifically in creating a strategic attraction plan to manifest the relationships in the life that you want. So I thought that was so cool. And I used to help my clients, create these visions. It was a four-step plan that had a lot of different elements to it. It was really fun, especially for me. I was helping people to create relationships that were loving and healthy and just interdependent, and things that people just hadn't experienced in their lives. And but what I started to find was that because of some of the experiences that they had that were so negative and traumatic, they almost could not even allow themselves to have a vision that would be positive, or they would ask me questions, ask for that, or I could want that. It was just blowing me away that they just didn't understand, like in front of them, that yes, to tapping into the EFT was for me. Okay, I had been doing it for probably 5 years at the point before I brought it into client sessions, and I did it myself. I trained and I worked with really great facilitators and trainers, and I shared it with like friends and family in a way about what was happening, but it honestly hadn't occurred to me to share that with my clients. I'm not sure why, but it's like one of those, but one day I just remember thinking, vision, we've got to do something. And so we tapped. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I started to that we were moving through, we're attracting into their lives relationships and situations, things that once we released the underlying energy and we're holding on to, and the vibration that wasn't allowing them to even see what they wanted or manifest it. So it was pretty powerful.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. And just before we get going, I'm just going to acknowledge there's several people out in the chat room. Romy Carlin, she says, happy Friday, Penny. Linda Pierce, hi. Susan Burke is watching. Kathy Caldwell, Nick Pereira. Oh, also Tana Marshall, she's going to be watching the recording. So Tana, Sheree would love to hear your feedback and what you thought of the show. So
yeah, thanks. Yeah.
So, yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Right. So I have a really important question that many people say, because I use tapping. It's helped me. Like, I've been a caregiver for my mom, and now she's been placed in long-term caregiving, long-term facility, and a big shout out to my brother and his wife for taking care of that for me, because oh my gosh. Anyway, that happened when I was on holidays, but before that, several times I needed to help myself cope, and I would be tapping. But so, Sheree, help us understand why, because when it's the law of attraction, we hear, oh, you always got to be positive, you have to speak positive, you have to say positive things. But when it comes to tapping, we have to actually bring up the negative. So can you share with us why we do that and how we benefit from that?
Yes, I love the question. Thank you for asking. And it's a question I get all the time once we start tapping. And I've actually had people almost reluctant to want to tap for that reason. And here's the deal. The law of attraction responds to energy and vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll know the beliefs that we hold subconsciously.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, by the way, personally, using the law of attraction, using affirmations, using mindfulness, using meditation, using awareness and changing my thoughts and being aware of what I think and say was really powerful for me. It made a huge difference in my own life personally. And yet, I'm not necessarily manifesting or experiencing what I thought I wanted or believed or was putting out there. And so I started to really wonder about that. I thought, I'm pretty bright and pretty intelligent, pretty aware. So what's happening here? And what I started to really understand, not only for myself, but with working with so many clients through the years, is that we're often misaligned. So we think we want something, or we believe we want something, but really underlying the subconscious space and within us, there's a disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we get to do when we tap is we're literally like moving energy and pulling the plug out on that negativity when we do it, when we're tapping, which then allows for you to then be more positive with the tapping if you so choose, have a different perspective and maybe see solutions you would never have seen another way, to go to the underlying issues where it began in the first place and just clear it at that level. So it's so powerful. And just to give you an example, let's say you're really angry at a spouse or a friend or somebody, partner, and so what happens in our thoughts is we're like, oh, he's such an idiot. Like, why couldn't he have done that? Like, I hate when he does this and does it, And so, but what we're doing when we're just thinking it or speaking it is we're literally raising that energy. We're raising that vibration, and we're going to bring more of that into our life.
Yes.
Whereas if you do it while we're tapping, we're letting that go. We're diffusing it. And so that energy isn't what's going to be attracted. What's going to be attracted is what we bring up as a result of letting it go.
Oh.
So can you?
So is it
powerful.
So let me just ask: is it almost like as you're tapping, you're reducing the negativity? Is that another way to phrase it?
What I love. So let's say I work with somebody, and then I know we're going to do some actual tapping because honestly, truly, but it's the experience of it that is so powerful. And what I love about tapping is that you can do it yourself and you're going to get good results. And you can work with somebody who's a trained facilitator who really can hold that space, make you feel safe to really go where you need to go, who can ask you the questions that maybe you wouldn't ask yourself. So I love that it's something you can do on your own, and it's also something that you can benefit. But I love the way you just said that, Lucinda. Really reducing the negativity, absolutely. And here's what you can do. You measure it. So you start out thinking, okay, let's say, okay, you're really angry at your spouse. I am. Okay. When you think about how angry you are, is it a 0, meaning it's really not there, by how intensely you are feeling the anger when you think about a situation or you think about a person. And then after, and it's like, oh my God, you'll notice, oh wow, it was an 8, okay, until it's a 0, you know? You're releasing when you're feeling it and speaking it and expressing it. And then once you get down to that space where, okay, I'm really not even angry now when I think about that. I can't even get angry. Whoa, that's pretty powerful. So, you know, so then we can see what's under the, what's going to come up for you around that. Like, what did you notice? Where did this maybe begin for you? What's possible now that you're not angry? So it's just so amazing. And so you see how it can work with the law of attraction?
Oh, absolutely. And I love it. And my favorite expression, what you said, was pulling the plug.
Yeah.
Love
what
that.
I visualize then is like your dirty sink water, right? Because it doesn't matter how much positive you put in that dirty sink water. It's you need to pull the plug. You need to release all that junk in the sink first, and then you can fill it up with the clean water. So that's just
rinse that sink, because if you think about it, you want to completely eliminate those limiting beliefs. You're going to rinse the sink so there's no sand or grit left in it, and then fill it with nice clean water.
Yeah, so you're dissipating all the negative, and I think Sheree is really important when you said you can do it by yourself, which I've had to really get myself through some situations, and it really does work. However, there's sometimes that there's emotional issues that may come up that working with a facilitator or an expert coach on this could really, because many times you can end up releasing the emotion of tears and so forth. So when you have that working with somebody that can hold that space to let you know that you're safe and it's okay to let this go, and then we can start releasing that and then allowing so that is important for people to know. So, I'm excited because I would, for those of you that are just watching for the first time, you may not have ever heard of what EFT is. And or tapping, and it is quite a little technique that some people say, I'm not going to do that. Well, when you find out the benefits of it and how quickly and easily and effective this is, you'll say, I can do that, because trust me, it really works. So Sheree, can you take us through a little process? Let us know what you're doing, and I know there's points that we use.
So I just want to say, if you are really new to this, you can go, I think it's on my screen, to cherivalentine.com/EFT, and it tells you a little bit more about it. I have several different pages on my website that talk about it from different perspectives, and I have a downloadable guide. Yeah. So there's actually a picture, a visual of what the points are, so that you can have it. And in the guide, there's a recipe, like a very basic. We're not going to tap like that, just so you know, because I am a very intuitive tapper, but for people who are just getting started and like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, this can get you started. So if you are liking what we're doing today, I totally invite you to go do that. And also to let you know that I do a Hangout on air every week called Tappy Break. It's 20 minutes, and I guide you through a tapping session. And I was so excited when I heard you say this is episode 36, because I think I just crossed 37. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was so exciting. And I've been away for 2 weeks too, because I've been dealing similarly. I had to place my father into decisions and put a lot of things in place, so I've been away for 2 weeks and just getting back myself. So,
but you had to tap a little bit.
But you can just a little. But I have to tell you, it wasn't as bad as work and inner stuff around that whole issue, that I was able to be so present, very detached, very available, and be able to surrender to so much. And it was such an amazing. I'm really looking forward to sharing that more out of you. If I didn't have tapping, I don't think I could have been. I love that tapping. Just also, we will start tapping soon. But what I love is it gets you in touch with their huge about intuition. Like I really feel that being guided and led and really tune in how it's in our life for more success is a really important piece of what I do and what I help people with. And tapping is a piece of the work I do. Like, I'm a shamanic energy I work. It's all about really letting go of that dirty dishwater. I love that visual. And and filling the sink up with clean water. But it's expansiveness. It's transformation. It's manifesting. And the tapping. I just can't say enough about what it's done for me personally in my life, as well as what I've seen it do. So, with that said, you have a free guide you can download. You have 37 tapping videos you can actually watch on YouTube. And we're going to tap right now, and you'll have this too.
So what do you think, Lucinda? Are you ready to go tapping live on YouTube?
I got my fingers ready.
All right, we're ready to go. So, okay. Sheree, show us what to do.
Okay, so Lucinda, I've always find it's really wonderful, actually. It's nice to have like a person to interact with when we're tapping. So obviously it works best if there's something in particular we can focus in on or hone in on. So is there a particular like issue in your life or where you maybe haven't been quite manifesting what you wanted, and we can use this opportunity to change that for you?
Yes, I have two key areas, so just give me a moment to do a little muscle testing on which one we're going to tap about.
Oh, I love that you muscle test.
Just a moment. Okay, and for those of you that don't know, I'm muscle testing. I'll just show you. So what I do is I take a deep breath, and I'll say, am I centered? And that says yes. I am centered, and it says yes. I'm ready to choose, yes. I'm going to tap about work. I'm going to tap about my significant relationship. Oh, lovely. Exactly what I didn't want to have to tap on tonight. Thank you very much.
Okay.
There's this whole concept of how transparent do you want to be when you're on YouTube?
Let her go.
Muscle test says, let's talk about the significant relationship. So let's talk about the significant relationship.
Good for you. I'm so proud of you and pleased with you for being so open and willing to be transparent and to share. And here's what I have found, that we help more people when we do that.
Correct.
So much more. And I guarantee you that all of you who are watching, whether or not you're having a challenge with a significant other or not, please trust the process and tap with us anyway. Maybe find your own intention. Is there an area in your life where you manifest something that you want and you're feeling challenged or stuck, and you set that intention for yourself? So regardless of the tapping and what we're saying, trust that because you are holding your intention, because you're pulling up those own feelings for yourself, and then you're going to tap with us, you're going to receive what you need. Okay, it's really important to understand that one of the things about tapping, and when you do it in a group place or when you do it the way that we're doing it, is that there's an energy called borrowed benefits.
Yes.
So you're going to receive the collective energy of all of us who are tapping now and even in the future when they watch replays, as well as maybe hearing something or keying in on something that you wouldn't have known was an issue for you, but you hear it with somebody else, and you hear it through the tapping, and you're like, ah, and it will light something up for you, or something will resonate. So really trust that that will happen for you. And the best thing about tapping, believe it or not, EFT, is that whether you believe it or not, it works.
It works.
You don't have to believe it will work. You just have to do it and experience the results, okay?
Just like LOA. You don't have to believe it, but it's still a law.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay. One of my favorite things to say about the law of attraction, I've always said to people, is you're going to get what you want whether you know it or not, so you might as well be clear about what it is that you want. Bring it into your life. Because whatever's going, and that's where tapping comes in, I think, is because a lot of times we're not really clear or sure. And so when you can clear out whatever's in the way of you having that clarity, that sense of clarity and belief, it makes such a difference to bring it in, So
it does.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I'll show you the points, okay?
Okay.
Everyone, tips of one hand, and we tap on the outside of another hand. So and then we're going to say a statement 3 times, and I will get to that when we do it, but I just want to let you know that this is how we start out. And the reason we do this, by the way, is a couple things. One, we're helping to clear any confusion or disbelief or disconnect. Because we're going to say, like, even though something's happening or I'm feeling something or I don't like it, I choose to love and accept myself. Or I choose to honor and respect who I am. Or I choose to be okay with this. And so we're sort of dealing with the fact that already your brain's going to kick in. Yes? You want to say
I have
something?
a question.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I choose to love and honor and respect myself. What if someone doesn't feel that? Like, what if they don't really feel they're living themselves at the time? Do they still say that?
Yeah, it's okay because you're actually saying I'm making a choice. And so even if you don't believe it now, you're setting the space to let it be okay.
Right,
You're setting up, you're opening up and setting the intention that will come. And oftentimes I won't say love and accept myself because I know people have a challenge with that, that's why I'll say I choose to be okay with it. Or I choose to honor how I feel.
I choose to honor how I feel.
That's good. Yes.
You'll hear me say that because I think that's more real and true and more people can embrace that, you know? I mean, so yeah, and so while we're doing this, we're also kind of bypassing the conscious mind, you know, because really where all the nuggets of golden wisdom are underneath in the unconscious. So this gives us time to sort of bypass that mind and deal with all the objections and all the crap that are going on in your head that are like arguing and you know.
And you know, I think for me personally, that's the best part of it. I'm very cognitive. I'm very in my head. I can analyze something 12 ways to Sunday and think of another way to do it the next day. So for me, that's one of the main reasons why I tap, is to move out of the cognitive and into the intuitive, because it is more about what's going on inside and really truly guiding me where I want to be.
I love that. Oh my gosh, Lucinda, I just love the way you express this.
Okay, I know there's people out there saying, I want to know how to deal with my significant other, so let's get going.
Okay, all right. So we'll get past that. So then there's just a few points, and yes, it looks ridiculous, and you are going to feel silly, and that's okay, all right? Top of the head. And you just take your fingertips. That's it. You know, you're just tapping. A few taps, you know. And then, let's see, just so you can see better. Inside your eyebrow, so on the end of your brow, on either side of the bridge of your nose, we have some points right there. Yeah, great. And then on the outside of your eye, under your eye, between your nose and your lip and your chin, and your collarbone. And I just really want to show you don't want to be on the bone itself, okay? You want to be a little bit below it where it's fleshy, all right? Okay. Even though we say collarbone, but you really want to be on the fleshy part. And then under your arm.
Bra strap size.
Yep. And then back to your head. So then that's it. Those are the points. It's that simple. We rotate through them, okay? So I will say something. Pause. Okay. Lucinda will repeat after me. And when Lucinda is repeating, then say what I say, you know? And it's okay if you change it up a little or you need to use your own words. So trust that this is for you, you know? So you can say what I'm saying, but if something else is calling to you, say what you need to say for yourself, okay? And Lucinda, I invite you to do that too. And when I do my tappy break, I've just started to bring in somebody else to shadow me, and it's really fun. It's really interesting where he can sometimes shift up the words or bring himself into it, and people have said that's really helped them. So this is for you, and be with you. Now, what's the issue though? I know what we're tapping on.
Let's just say that I'm completely irritated and feeling forgotten.
Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not much at all and 10 being it couldn't be worse, how true is that for you?
Probably a 9.5.
Okay. All right. Okay. And where do you feel that in your body?
Tenseness between my shoulder blades.
Okay. Great. All right. So the issue is that you're feeling forgotten, and what was the other word?
Irritated.
Okay, so you're really irritated and feeling forgotten. So we're going to go with that. So remember now, for all of you, if that's not your issue, that's okay. Just set the intention for yours. And I'm going to guarantee you that lots of you are going to resonate with this. Okay, so we're going to start. So even though I'm feeling really irritated and forgotten.
Even though I'm feeling really irritated and forgotten.
I choose to honor my feelings.
I choose to honor my feelings.
Because they're real.
Because they're real.
And they're valid.
And they're valid.
And they're hurting me.
And they're hurting me.
So even though I'm really irritated at my significant other.
So even though I'm really irritated at my significant other.
And I feel so forgotten.
And I feel so forgotten.
And unseen.
Ooh, can you repeat that one?
Seen.
Seen. Oh, and I'm not feeling seen.
Or heard.
Or heard.
Yeah.
Yep.
I choose to honor my feelings.
I choose to honor my feelings.
And I choose to let it be okay that I'm irritated.
I choose to let it be okay that I'm irritated.
So even though I'm really irritated,
even though I'm really irritated,
I feel so forgotten.
I feel so forgotten.
So unimportant.
So unimportant.
And it hurts.
And it hurts.
It hurts a lot.
It hurts a lot.
I choose to love, honor, and accept my feelings.
I choose to love, honor, and accept my feelings.
And move beyond this.
And move beyond this.
I am so irritated.
I am so irritated.
I can't even tell you how irritated I am.
I cannot even express how irritated I am.
It's pretty high.
It's really high.
And I feel it between my shoulders.
And I feel it between my shoulders.
And it's really intense.
And it's really intense.
And I'm really irritated.
And I'm really irritated.
I am so irritated.
I am so irritated.
I feel so unforgotten.
I feel so forgotten.
So forgotten.
So forgotten.
Unimportant.
Unimportant.
As if I don't matter.
As if I don't matter.
And I do matter.
And I do matter.
But my significant other doesn't seem to think that.
Doesn't seem to behave that way.
Doesn't express it.
Doesn't express it.
Doesn't show me.
Doesn't show me.
And it's really irritating.
And it's really irritating.
And it's really unfair.
And it's really unfair.
And I'm really sick of it.
And I'm really sick of it.
I am so annoyed.
I am so annoyed.
And so irritated.
And so irritated.
With my significant other.
With my significant other.
That he can make me feel so forgotten.
That he can make me feel so forgotten.
And it's just not right.
And it's just not right.
What's wrong with him?
What's wrong with him?
I'm serious.
I'm serious. What's wrong with him?
How can he not see how important I am?
How can he not see how important I am?
How can he not see how valuable I am?
How can he not see how valuable I am?
How can he make me feel so forgotten?
How can he make me feel so forgotten?
What's going on here?
What's going on here?
I just don't like this one bit.
I just don't like it at all.
Just take a breath. Check in. And I just want to ask you if anything specific is coming up for you.
It's the feeling of priority. I understand that he's got a lot going on. Mm-hmm. I just feel like I am never the priority.
Okay.
So I have a recognition, and I know that I'm important to him, but the actions are not showing that I am a priority.
Okay, so that's good, because that's a little bit more clear and a little bit more specific.
Yep.
To just feeling forgotten.
Yep.
And the more specific and targeted we can get, the more we can release and clear. So that's good awareness on your part. Thank you for sharing that. Just check in for a minute. When you think about how irritated you are with him, is it still at the same level when we started? Has it come down at all? Did it get worse?
It has come down. I would say somewhere between maybe 7.
Right. Good. So we'll keep tapping. We're not going to go to the karate chop point yet, because we're still tapping on this same issue, the same specific around not being a priority, right? Okay.
Yep.
So I know he's really busy.
I know he's really busy.
He has a lot on his plate.
He's got a lot on his plate.
He has a lot to deal with.
He has a lot to deal with.
And I can understand that.
And I understand that.
But darn it. I'm not sure if you guys are okay with that.
we're cool here.
You can say whatever you really need to say, folks.
Yes, you can.
I want to just tell you.
I just want to feel better.
This is the wisdom, because if you're feeling it or thinking it, you got to get rid of it. Okay. On his list of priorities.
I want to be higher on his list of priorities.
And I don't even make the list.
I don't think I'm on the list.
Really is irritating to me.
It is really irritating to me.
Passionate.
Something about compassionate,
Yeah.
it froze, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sick. Okay, you're not hearing me? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm tired of
I'm
understanding.
I'm tired of understanding.
Mhm.
Boy,
I'm
am I
tired
tired
of making
understanding.
sense of this.
Tired of making sense of this.
Trying to make it okay.
Tired of making it okay.
Because the truth is,
Because the truth is,
it's not okay.
it's no longer okay.
I need to be a priority.
I want to be a priority.
I want to be on that list of priorities.
I want to be on his list of priorities.
And I feel like I'm not even close.
And I feel like I'm not even on the list.
So irritating.
It is so irritating.
It's very disappointing.
It's very disappointing.
It's really hurtful.
It's really hurtful. Well, I'll make it up since it's wrong again. It
wow.
sucks.
Okay. It sucks. Good. Yeah. Okay. It totally sucks.
It totally sucks.
It's not fair.
It isn't fair.
It's not right.
It's not right. And I hate it.
I hate it. I really hate it. Deserve better.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I want more.
I want more.
This isn't the relationship I envisioned.
This isn't the relationship I envisioned.
This is not what I'm trying to manifest.
This is not what I want to manifest.
So if the law of attraction is working,
The law of attraction is working.
Repeat.
what is going on inside of me
What's going on inside of me
that is attracting this behavior
that is attracting this behavior
from my significant other?
from my significant other?
Where do I not make my own priority list?
Where do I not make my own priority list?
Where do I feel forgotten in my
Where
own
do
mind?
I feel forgotten in my own list?
Is there a place?
Is there a place?
Could it be true
Could it be true
that I am the one who has forgotten me?
that I'm the one that's forgotten me?
That I haven't made myself a priority?
That I haven't made myself a priority?
And that I'm attracting that into
And that
my
I'm
life
attracting that into my life
from my significant other?
from my significant other.
So just take a breath and check in, because that's a pretty big statement. So how are you feeling around that?
Oh, I think there's a huge amount of truth to that, because if I am sending out a vibe that says I'm not a priority, it's going to match. I definitely can relate to that one.
Okay. So
Yeah.
can you see where in your own life, from your perspective, not your partner's, are you not making yourself a priority? Where?
Everywhere.
Okay.
I do all the other stuff first. So, like I think that's part of being the single mom. I'm the one responsible for the home,
Okay.
I take care of my son, I take care of work, and whatever's left over is, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I think that you're right. There's a vibe that I'm sending out constantly that I'm taking care of everybody else before I'm taking care of myself.
Okay. And Penny, how long is the show? Because we're like 45 minutes in, and we can go really far and deep. My intuition's pinging on all over the place, but I don't know how deep and serious. This is pretty private stuff. So
my show is 30 minutes, but I have it scheduled for an hour, so
Okay.
we can continue getting close to the hour, and we can go a little, because this is important. This is such an important topic. So let's continue.
Yeah. Okay, so for all of you out there, I want you to just notice the questions that I'm asking Lucinda, okay, and how she was able to go within and be really honest with herself and see that. But now she had to let go of some of the irritation she was feeling at being forgotten, because if we had just, by the way, if I had just said that to you on the Outstart, would you have been able to receive that?
No, it would have pissed me off even more.
So see how powerful the tapping is?
I may have, just to be very specific, if I may have even heard in my head, oh my God, she's right. But then it would have just made me mad at myself.
Yeah.
So, you know, doing the tapping first
Good.
at least got me in a place where it was like, okay, I'll claim my part of this, because I know that I am partly responsible for what's happening. It's always a co-creation. Every interaction we have with every person is always a co-creation.
Exactly. But you needed to really be able to honor how you felt, and it was directed at your partner.
Yeah.
So that's but good for you. Seriously, good for you. I mean, because that's pretty quick. I mean, I moved you through it pretty quickly, but I had a sense that you could receive that. Like, you know, with somebody else, it might have gone along. We would have tapped a lot more on the irritation before trying to like bring that around. But I just intuitively knew that you could handle that. So anybody who's watching this, I'm sorry if you weren't ready for that, but that's okay. Go back and tap on whatever tap and maybe say that statement and feel some truth in it, okay? Because everything does begin within, and that's all the things that we are creating in our life. There's something going on within us, and usually we don't see it. We're not aware of it, and it usually takes somebody else to show that to us. You know?
Yeah, and if I could just interject, I think that's really important. One of the main reasons really to work with a coach or practitioner of EFT is because as you were going through that process with Lucinda, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, like I'd be crying right now. Like I could feel the emotion come up. So it's like, how do you get through this without crying if you're dealing with this?
You just cry anyway.
You just cry. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, you cry, you laugh, you yawn, you know, your body things, you know, your body does things. It's all a sign of energy being released, and it's all good. Yeah.
Awesome.
And the tears are good. And the thing that's wonderful with tapping is you might have cried, but when you keep tapping, you pretty much move through it really quickly. I have tapped with some people on the like heart-wrenching, traumatic things that you don't even want to speak of. And honestly, when you do it with tapping, it is so quick. You're not reliving it. You're not stuck in it. You're not really even. It moves quickly. So it's okay to cry. It's okay to let that stuff come up. It truly, truly is. You know, and just keep tapping until you're kind of neutral again and calm. You know, you don't want to stop in the middle. If like you really feel like the emotions are really raging, you don't want to stop tapping. That's not the time to stop. Like, you know, bring yourself to a state of calm. Before you stop. Okay. So where do you want to go with this for you? Do you want to tap a little bit on why, you know, on the fact that you don't make yourself a priority?
Did you freeze, Lucinda? Oh.
Yeah, I didn't breathe. You're exactly right. I did not breathe.
We have 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, that's
all right.
Like maybe one more about the making, like, I have been raised since a child to everybody else is the priority first. So this is a old belief.
Okay.
And I have done a little bit of tapping work with a coach on this, but I think this is another flavor of it or another aspect of it. So
different aspect, different layers, different levels, and that's another thing for people to understand. So I don't think I would recommend that you do, Lucinda, is to sit quietly and go within and ask yourself, when did this first begin? When is the first time I remember, or what really stands out for me in my memory, my earliest memory where that really was true for me? And that's where, you know, and who was it that taught you that? Was it something in your own? What happened to you? Because usually there's an experience that you experience, right, where you realize so keenly, I'm not a priority, I'm not important, everything else is more important than I am. And then you create a belief around that. Like you start to believe that's true because you're so young and you have no way to process it, and no one is showing you that that isn't true. And so if you can go back to that time specifically and tap, you can collapse so much more than to try and just tap on, even though I don't make myself a priority. However, if you can't do that, tap on just the simple, even though I can't make myself a priority, I learned a long time ago that it's not okay. I choose to love and accept myself, and and go through that and see what comes up for you. And I guarantee that moment will come for you. And anybody else, I would give you. I ask you to do the same thing.
I just have to say, I just received a text from somebody that's watching the show, and they said, wow, did you do this show for me? So look at what you're doing just in this short little bit of time, how Yeah.
Yeah. So Lucinda, I just want to thank you so much for your
You're welcome.
courage. Seriously, your courage and being willing to share something so personal in such a
Yep.
public way. And you
Yep.
know, if anyone watching this is going to benefit and be grateful and be helped. So your bravery is helping
Good.
other people be brave.
Thank
Because
you.
you're certainly not alone when it comes to that, like
Oh
Yeah.
no.
relationship,
Yeah.
feeling,
Yeah.
you know, and whether you're not feeling a priority in your family life or in your work life or, you know,
Right.
the people you work with or with your
Right.
significant other or to your children or whatever, like
Right.
that's broad, but so significant when it comes to
Yep.
our inner work. So
Yep.
we're going to come
Yeah.
back for your final words, and Sheree, I'd like you to be able to tell people how to get in touch with you, where to find
Okay.
you, tell them about your tabby break and everything. But right now, thank you, everybody. This has been a magnificent show and an awareness of EFT tapping and how it really can help clear away the blocks and the negative emotions that we have deep within, that we can release them and then allow the law of attraction really to start vibrating at that higher level of positivity, to start bringing in the things that we really do want, whether it be a significant other that does take us in as a priority, just like we learned we need to discuss with ourselves. Where am I not being a priority in my own life? So that was really important. Next week, episode 37, I'm going to talk about my trip to the UK, but I also want to talk about 3 steps using the law of attraction and how to deal with stressful situations when you are away. Because some things come up with me when I was on my vacation that was handled beautifully, but at the time the stress thing was going through my head and I had to deal with it my way, and I'll tell you how I did that, and it was perfect. And I want to share how my family stepped in and really stepped up to the plate for me, and I'm so appreciative to that. So next week you're going to hear all about my trip to the UK and how I found where my dad was. Anyway, it's a beautiful story that I'm happy to share with you next week. So Lucinda, do you have any final words for our viewers before we bring Sheree back out?
Just tap away. It's worth it. You know, that's one of the things I've learned a long time ago, and I'm going to continue to do it. So anytime there's an issue, just tap away.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being with us and sharing such private things with our viewers and the world on YouTube. You're going to help a whole lot of people. Cheri Valentine, first of all, I love your name. I loved it the first time I read it. I love your name, and it's such a beautiful name, and you're a beautiful person, and you're helping so many people. And I'd like you to come out, let people know again how they can reach you, tell them about your tabby breaks, and your final words.
Great, thank you. So, again, I just want to thank you, Penny, for bringing me on today. I mean, seriously, it was amazing, and I just loved, again, that you were able to be so open and bring such clear visuals to what I was sharing and help people see it another way. That was great. And Lucinda, again, for your your courage and your transparency and your honesty and your willingness to really manifest what you want in your life and to help everyone out there, because your challenge is not unique to you. We all struggle with making ourselves a priority. We all struggle with relationships in some way or another. So, again, you don't have to settle. What I want everyone to say, you don't have to settle. Really, the sky is the limit. The universe is the limit. Anything is possible. So, first of all, open yourself to believe in something bigger than maybe you're allowing into your life. And use tapping and use all the tools that you bring. Use the law of attraction to really bring it in. And if it's not happening, if you're not manifesting it, there is a reason, and it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. It's not to criticize yourself. It's not to judge yourself. It's really to be honest with yourself and say, okay, where am I blocked? Where's my vibration not where it needs to be for this to happen? And don't try and do it alone. I mean, honest and truly, Penny and Lucinda and I would not be where we are in our lives if we did not have an amazing support system, if we didn't learn how to reach out and ask for help and surround ourselves with positive people who uplifted us, inspired us. So please do that for yourself. I mean, if you're tuning into Penny every week, you're already on the track, so that's great. And reach out to me at cherivalentine.com. And you can find the link to the library of playlists for the Tappy Break, but you also can just go to YouTube, Cheri Valentine is my channel, and there's a playlist. It says Tappy Break. There are 37 episodes. It's growing. Tap along with them. I mean, I just can't even tell you the responses and the feedback I get from people all over the world who just do the videos and have experiences and some freedom. So please take advantage of that. And if you really want to take that support to another level, use the contact button on my website and just let me know that you want to have a conversation with me, and let's talk and see if I can help you. That's it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy weekend.
Thank you so much. I'm just total goosebumps just listening to you talk, and I'm honored that you agreed to come on my show, and I'm extending an open invitation for you to come back again, because I know what you've shared with us today has helped so many people.
Oh, thank you, Penny.
So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to meet you. And yeah, Lucinda, as always, thank you. You've been a great. I saw Nicholas in the background there earlier,
yes.
And I know he's a true manifestation story, a law of attraction, and so we can attract whatever we want.
I put it on mute, but the reason why he was waving is because he saw you, and he's like, "Hi, Penny." Hi, Penny. and I told him, I said, "We'll talk to Penny later."
He's so adorable. So, Sheree, thank you very much. Lucinda, thank you very much. All you viewers, thank you very much for your support. We've extended this show to an hour, but it's important. I think somebody needed to hear this. So thank you very much, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.